What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. How's it going? All right, let's see who pops up in the chat. I'm gonna bring up the chat out right here, y'all. Whoop. Boost this. All right. Live streaming. Whoa, what up, DC? How you doing? We got the first person in here. How's it going, DC? Welcome to the stream. But not much is up. Just got off work. Just chilling. Wanted to do a quick live stream for you guys. See how's it going? Okay, you got my attention. Let's talk. Yeah, so there are rumors. We're gonna let a little bit more. People get in here before we start getting into them. But there are some rumors about what's going on with Catwoman and Jim Gordon in the Batman. What up, Nick? How you doing? So there's a lot going on. By the way, if you haven't heard this week's podcast, definitely go check it out on Spotify or Anchor. I'm really hoping to get on Apple Podcasts real soon. It's just waiting for Apple to approve me. Apple, where you at? But we had the topic, me and my friend Clay had the topic of possible black Batman being introduced in the comic books. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? We talked about it. Talked about theories on how it might happen and stuff like that in the new podcast. So definitely go check that out. It is a long one, but it's some good stuff. We also talk about Suicide Squad castings, and we also talk about some stuff about Robert Pattinson talking about the Batman finally, which is funny because the last time we live streamed, we talked about the first time you're going to hear Robert Pattinson talk about something I said was going to be on a TV show like Jimmy Fallon or something, actually came out in Variety in an article that they had posted with him. So it was pretty interesting. What up, Lucas? What up? I am waiting for 1 a.m. to hit. Why are you waiting for 1 a.m. to hit? Is there a special reason for it? But yeah. Lucas, can you let everybody else in the Discord know that we're live in case they want to come hang out? But yeah, how's everybody's day been? What have y'all been up to? What's going on? As an African American, I can tell you that I got a problem with the black Batman. Interesting. So two things I want to point out. One thing I noticed is there are a lot of African Americans that don't give a shit about Batman being black. Like, it's very surprising, because if you guys have been watching me for a long time, I'm somebody that is just like, fuck yeah, give me more Latinos. And you would think, like, oh yeah, give me that, like, I want freaking Batman to be this or whatever. Batman is one of the only characters that I've ever been like, no, homeboy should stay white. And again, I want to clarify this, and we clarified it in the podcast too. The idea isn't to make, like, Bruce Wayne black. Like, that's not the idea. In the comic books, they'll more than likely give it to, like, Luke Fox or, Black Lightning or somebody like that. Or they'll make up a whole new character, and they'll more than likely do something like that. They're not gonna change the race of Bruce Wayne. That's not gonna happen. And I've always been somebody with, we talked about this, like, when I started streaming on YouTube a few months back. The big rumor controversy on Twitter was people talking about a black Batman, and a lot of people didn't care. And I went on this whole thing about how I feel like Bruce Wayne is one of those people that you just keep white because of just, like, his family is like old white people money, you know what I mean, like wealthy money and stuff, and it just fits with the character, much like Black Panther fits with that cultural aspect of, Africa and stuff like that. And, like, it's sad to say, oh, is that all white people's culture is? No, but throughout history, the most wealthiest people have been white people. So it only makes sense that, Bruce Wayne is a white guy that has a shitload of money. And there's a whole bunch of other things too. But, interestingly enough, I have seen a lot of my African-American audience, which surprisingly I have a large African-American audience. It always blows my mind. But they have messaged me on Instagram, or they've messaged me on Twitter when I had Twitter and stuff like that, and they don't give a shit about a black Batman, which is very surprising. So I always find that interesting. Bryan Cranston would be the best, to be honest. I don't know if he'll do it. Bryan Cranston would be an amazing Gordon. Yes, yeah, Jack, if you're just coming into the stream, if you want to go download this week's podcast, this week's Batman News Weekly, me and my friend Clay talked about the idea that DC Comics is planning on bringing a black Batman to the comic books in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. What up, Vinny? Black Batman already exists, the Stan Lee shit, and Luke Fox. No, I know that, but they're talking about in like main continuity, not like side stories and stuff like that. And Luke Fox is Batwing, not Batman. Stan Lee's Batman was black. Yeah, but Stan Lee's stuff was also Elseworlds. No, I was waiting for 1 a.m. to hit because every Saturday your stream starts at 1 a.m. Oh, okay, gotcha. For the Discord thing, okay. If they're not making Bruce Wayne black, then I'll be fine with whatever. I'm glad you understand why my Bruce gotta stay white. What did I miss? I'm satisfied with Batwing being the black Batman. I just, if you don't bring Luke Fox in now, I don't want Luke Fox to be in like 3 issues and they're like, oh, look, this is my biggest thing, right? And we talk about it in the podcast. So if you want a in-depth conversation about this, please go download the podcast, Batman News Weekly, on Spotify or Anchor, to listen to this whole discussion because it goes back and forth between me and my friend Clay. But here's the thing, right? Even if you want Luke Fox or Black Lightning or whoever, why in the hell would any of the Bat family allow that to happen? That is the biggest question. And one that's not going to make a lot of sense. Because obviously everybody knows the next person in line to be Batman is Dick Grayson. Now, currently in the comic books, Dick Grayson doesn't exist because he got his freaking his brains blown out, but he got shot in the head and he doesn't remember his past. So he's Rick Grayson, which is unfortunate. So that would make sense about him not being the next Batman. Unfortunately, that would mean he would stay Rick Grayson for the next 2 years, which would be awful. But I don't know. I just don't see that. I don't see that happening. One, I hope he's Rick Grayson for the next 2 years. But Dick Grayson should be the next Batman. That's just how it's always been. Even if Dick Grayson's not, why would none of the other Bat family members be the next Batman? You know what I mean? You're just going to let somebody that hasn't been here forever, that hasn't been a part of the family forever, come in and take that mantle? I feel like Damian Wayne and others would not allow that. So that's going to be my thing. My thing is the story with a black Batman is going to have to be so good. Like, so freaking good. Because if it is not a good story where this new guy comes in and deserves the Bat Cowl, deserves the mantle of Batman, everybody's going to be like, he's just a token. And they're going to say, they're not going to remember him. They're going to be like, oh yeah, that one guy, that was Batman that one time. And they're not going to care about him. And that is going to be the worst thing you can do. I'm all about diversity. I'm all about bringing characters into the world and making them good characters. But it's terrible when you're just going to throw somebody in there just for the sake of throwing them in there and you don't build up that character. You have to get people to care about that character. And then when they finally rise to being Batman, then you care about them. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe so-and-so's Batman. That's so badass. Somebody that could do that is Duke Thomas, who is currently in the Bat family. He's the Signal in the comic books. He would be the best option to be Batman. Now, granted, he's pretty young, so I think he's like 16, maybe 18 at most, but I think he's like 16 in that range. He's a teenager still, so he's too young to be Batman. But he, in my opinion, would be the most logical choice to be Batman because he's been part of the Bat family. He's been training with Batman. He is and he's been with Batman forever. If you've seen the actual, or I should say read Scott Snyder's run in Batman, he's known Bruce Wayne, or he's known Batman since he was a child. Batman's been in his life his whole freaking life, and then his parents, got gassed by Joker stuff, and Bruce took him in, and he's been training him like a bunch of other Robins, and he did. So he would be the most ideal person to be Batman instead of a Luke Fox or a Black Lightning or anything like that. And also, I think it's kind of dumb that you would take somebody like a Black Lightning and make them Batman, because you're just taking away one black character to make just to put him in this other like mantle. Like, make a new guy, or make, like Duke Thomas or somebody become Batman. I don't know. I just think it's really dumb. I'm hoping it's not forced, because I want to care about this character and I want people to remember this character and not be like, oh, they're just doing it to do it. Although there are going to be those people that, even if this was the greatest story of all time, it could be the greatest Batman story of all time, we could really love this character. If they tell the story for like a year and a half or whatever, they're going to still be like, oh no, Bruce Wayne's the only Batman, blah, blah, blah. And then those people are stupid. Like, I just got to say that. You just don't want somebody else to be Batman. I don't care about somebody else taking over the mantle. I care about the story being good when they take it over. And, yeah, I don't know. So, it's crazy. If they are not, or read that, they also have Duke Thomas. Bryan Cranston could play a lot of characters really well. I want to see him as Mr. Freeze. No! Okay, so check this out. Suicide Squad, right? I don't know if there's any Doctor Who fans in here, but Peter Capaldi is going to be in Suicide Squad, and they made him shave his head for a role. And I saw somebody fan cast Peter Capaldi as Mr. Freeze, and I was like, oh, that would be amazing if Peter Capaldi was Mr. Freeze, because he is a fucking great actor. If you've never seen him, his Doctor Who run's amazing. But at the same time, they were also thinking he could be that guy from, somebody was fan casting him as the guy from Young Justice right now. He looks kind of like an alien, but he has his brain coming out. Like, you can see his brain, but it looks like there's glass or something. I don't know. You can see his brain, basically. And he controls people. They're thinking that might be who Peter Capaldi's playing. Because the rumored is the main villain is Vandal Savage. And Vandal Savage could use that other guy, because he has, like, telekinetic powers or whatever, to be one of his minions. And that would be pretty awesome, too. Is it weird that I think Matthew McConaughey, or however you spell it, would be a good Bruce Wayne? The thing is, Batman can be whoever, but Bruce Wayne being black wouldn't make sense. But the logical way that they approach it would be to making Luke Fox, since he's similar with him already. Bryan Cranston, yes, yeah, Bruce Wayne should be a white dude. They shouldn't change his race. But yeah, anybody could be Batman. And that's happened in Elseworld stories before. Bryan Cranston or Tom Selleck, Commissioner Gordon, dude, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's funny. I like Tim Drake. Unless a lot has changed since I last picked up a comic. Tim Drake is gonna be called. He has a doo-doo costume now. So yeah, a lot has changed. Let's see. And by doo-doo, I mean it's like brown and yellow. Like, he has like the worst. Apparently his new name's gonna be like Sparrow. That hasn't been confirmed, but they've showed his new suit, and his new suit looks like he works for UPS. What up, Artemis? How was Titans? I haven't seen Titans yet. I'd like Damian to become Batman, because we haven't really got to see him as Batman enough. You should be reading DC Deceased, or you should be reading Deceased, because he might be becoming Batman in that one. What is the Miss Catwoman rumor? We haven't got to that yet, boss. What up, Juice? What up, Mark? I wonder how they'd work Mr. Freeze into Suicide Squad, though. Well, okay, we're gonna, man. I'm not gonna go into this a lot, because I want you guys to go download my podcast. Please go download the podcast. But next week's podcast, I'm gonna go into it a little bit more. But there are rumors of Matt Reeves' plot leaking out for Batman. And all I'm going to say is, apparently the reason why there's going to be so many villains is because there's been a lot of mass murder. Or not mass murder, but a lot of murders in Gotham. And Batman's trying to figure out who the murderer is. So that's why he's going to go to all of these villains. So that sounds pretty awesome, because I'm pretty sure it'll be somebody at the end, like somebody epic. So that's going to be cool if he's going to go to every villain trying to get information out of them to find out who's killing people around Gotham. That sounds pretty awesome, and not something we've gotten in a Batman movie before. It'd be cool if they used the black kid from the Alex Ross comic and build up his character in the series. That'd be cool. How do you spell his name? How do you spell whose name? Peter Capaldi? Yeah, like that. What up, Silver? Whoever made that Tim Drake costume should actually be fired. What? I thought he wore a Robin costume with 2 R's. Red Robin, he did, but now he's the Sparrow. You can thank Brian Michael Madness for that. Favorite Marvel character? My favorite Marvel character, I mean, it's always a cop-out, because I feel like Wolverine's everybody's favorite character, so I always push him to the side, but I do love Wolverine. But I go Gambit. I'm more of an X-Men person, although I love Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery. If Freeze was in Suicide, he's definitely going to be better than Batman and Robin's Freeze. Kind of like Holiday of the Long Halloween. You mean Long Halloween? But yeah, I get you. Okay, yeah, I get you. The only race bend I'd be okay with the live action is if they were to cast Remy Mako as the Joker, no cap. Well, I mean, the Joker's already been race bended before. I mean, in the 60s, he was a fucking Latino. Let's see. Also, I hear about the Joker winning the award. Yes, he did win the award. I just looked up Tim Drake's new suit. Oh my god, UPS, my guy. The boss, Sasha Banks, is on fire. Okay, alright, so going to... So that's the Batman stuff. We talked a little bit about Suicide. Okay, but let's go ahead and jump into these rumors about possible castings for Jim Gordon and Selena Kyle. Okay, so this is funny because I don't know if you guys keep up with scoopers, and I know a lot of you guys say, Juice, you're my only source of news, which I really appreciate that when it comes to nerd stuff. But I used to keep up with these scoopers a lot. I don't so much anymore because I don't have Twitter. But the one thing you'll learn about scoopers, the guys that break this stuff, is they're all kind of petty, in my opinion. And if there is a scooper in here watching, I'm sorry. But it's usually... these guys usually kind of go down to petty tactics because other scoopers are calling them out, like, all the time. Like, oh, it's wrong, and blah, 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 blah. So it's just... It gets really petty, and it's kind of sad. But... one thing is, a lot of scoopers, when they hit something big, they'll be like, I told you guys this like 5 weeks ago, I told you this, whatever. And then when somebody's kind of throwing shade at them, they'll call out the shade too. And that's kind of what's happening here. Because I know I made a video about it a long time ago. This one guy named Thomas, I think it's Polito, on Twitter, he said that Vanessa Kirby was up for the role of Catwoman. And, well, it came out today on this website called Heroic Hollywood, which I wouldn't put a lot of stock into, to be honest. That's why this is a rumor. But they have had some exclusives in the past, or at least the guy that runs the website has had some exclusives. But their article about Catwoman said that Vanessa Kirby is not up for the role. And it's kind of written in a weird way, kind of like they're throwing shade at that one guy that broke the story originally. And it is kind of, I don't know, it just came off kind of petty. But they're saying that, and this is the part where I'm like, I really hope not. But they're saying that Matt Reeves is looking for a person of color to play Catwoman, which I'm all for. But apparently, they're saying that Matt Reeves is looking for a Zoe Kravitz type. And I'm like, what? And I'm not a fan of Zoe Kravitz, so I don't really know anything about her, and I don't think she's in a lot of stuff that I've ever seen, besides that one Harry Potter movie. But yeah, and the article goes on to say that Zoe Kravitz is, like, the person that Matt Reeves wanted, but she's too busy. And as far as I know, I don't think Zoe Kravitz is a very in-demand actress. So I'm kind of suspicious of that, but at the same time, that is the rumor that's coming out, that Matt Reeves wants to cast a person of color for Catwoman. And my thing is, everybody knows here that I want Isa Gonzalez. More like overly, I want a freaking Latina Catwoman, is what I want. I think it would be the best freaking casting, and it even fits into comic books that Catwoman is part Latina, because there have been issues in the past where her mom was from, like, Puerto Rico or something like that. So she's, like, mixed. She's biracial. So getting a Latina would make sense. But it looks like they might go the African-American route again, kind of like they did with Halle Berry. And it's just annoying because we've gotten white Catwoman, we've gotten black Catwoman. I just want a fucking Latina Catwoman. Like, give me something different. But that's the thing right now, is that they might be going with a Zoe Kravitz type for Catwoman. And I want to see what you guys think about that. And then we're going to talk about Gordon a little bit too. But let's see. I'm going to catch up on some of these comments. Blah, blah. Damn, that'd be dope. Probably Long Halloween inspired. How would you like to see Terry in Batman Beyond movie? I mean, Terry... Oh, wait. Who would you like to see? I don't know. Like, right now, who would I want to see as Terry McGinnis? I don't know. Hit me up. Ask me that when the Stranger Things kid Mike grows up a little bit more. He might be a cool Terry, because he has that kind of like snarky attitude, but We got to see how he grows into it. I liked him in It. He's hilarious in It. But let me know, because Terry's got to be young. Terry's got to be in high school. So we'll see. The boss, Sasha Banks, is on fire. Chip Chapter 2 is good stuff. Check it out. I saw it Chapter 2 on Thursday. I thought it was good. A lot of people were saying they don't like it, though. They should give him his old costume back, the one with the black mask, and call him either Red Bird or Cardinal. Everybody's saying that he should be called Cardinal. Cardinal would be a good name for me. Yeah, just look at Tim's new costume. I like it, mainly because I like the tech approach. I think that's what they're going for. They're going with. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it just looks like doo-doo. Bro, just give it to Issa already. If they're going to raise Ben Catwoman, do Issa. That's what I'm saying. Her mom is from Cuba. Okay, Cuba, there you go. Is it? Is it Cuba? I could have swore it's Puerto Rico. But, I mean, either way. It's one of those Latin American islands. What's up? Juice, you just want to look at a Latina? I look at Latinas all the time, man. My city's predominantly Latina. Thoughts on It Chapter 2? I liked it. I didn't think it was better than the first one, but I really enjoyed it. Caleb McLaughlin as Miles Morales? But wait, she's gonna be black. Imagine the money DC would make if they just make a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne. I think it would be great. Ending is bad, my ass. Yeah, I don't know what people were complaining about the ending. Yeah, she's half Cuban and half Irish or whatever, I think. Yeah, I think you're right there. But yeah, so that is the rumored coming out today. I'm really hoping that's wrong. And here's the thing too. And it's something I ask in the podcast. Go download the podcast. Please go download it. Here's the question I asked. And I know I have a diverse group of people here in the audience, because some of you guys are not even from America, and some of you guys are from different countries and stuff like that, and some of you are from America, but we're all from different races and backgrounds. Here's my thing, and you know how we are on this live stream. I'm not afraid to talk about anything, and I give my opinion a lot. When it comes to diversity, the one thing I hate is the way, I guess, businesses or like studios think is that all diversity is casting black actors. And that really annoys me as somebody that is a Latino, and, you know, I have like Asian friends and stuff like that too, and even like Indian friends and stuff like that black doesn't mean diversity. You know what I mean? Diversity isn't just black and white. And it really annoys me when every casting, when they're talking about diversity or, you know, bending a character, all they do is they're like, well, get us the next best black actor. And I'm like, that's not diversity. Diversity is every freaking, you know, crayon in the box. And it just annoys the hell out of me that there's apparently WB is trying to do this big diversity push of hiring more actors. And they made this big deal with like Michael B. Jordan and stuff. And all the rumors, and this is going to jump into the Jim Gordon thing, is the rumors are that this comes from that Thomas the Scooper guy on Twitter again. He says that apparently Matt Reeves, sorry, I lost his name. Matt Reeves wanted Mahershala Ali as Jim Gordon. So again, he's going to be casting a black actor for Jim Gordon. And did I make a video on it? I did make a video on it, talking about how Jamie Foxx, oh man, what's that one guy's name from Breaking Bad? I'm forgetting his name right now. But I don't think, I don't know where he's from exactly, but I believe he's, shit, I'm trying to remember his name. Whatever, the guy from Breaking Bad that plays Gus, him and, I feel like there was a third actor. Oh, the dude from Black Klansman, Denzel's kid. Shit, what's his first name? I'm forgetting all their names, but apparently all of them are up for roles in The Batman. So all of them could possibly be up for the role of Gordon. So we can see that the Batman's going to be a very diverse film, but unfortunately it seems like all the diverse roles, if these are true, if the rumors are true, are going to black actors. And again, as a Latino, that's fucking annoying to me, because that's not diversity. Diversity isn't black and white. Again, it's all freaking colors from the damn crayon box. And I don't know, that just gets really annoying when there are so many good actors out there from all different races that you can pick and place into these freaking movies. And so I don't know. And that the reason Thomas was pointing out on Twitter that maybe that's why there are all these rumors of these actors possibly being in the Batman, because Mahershala Ali won't be available because of Blade. So they're going to the next best actors out there. So I don't know. I want to see what you guys think about that. And if they are going with a Black Gordon, that changes the whole game, because that automatically means that Batgirl is either black or biracial. So Batgirl would be changing like crazy too. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things depending on what Matt Reeves does. The whole Batman universe could be looking very different. So I don't know. My thing is I don't care about the Gordon casting, although I'm very interested to see what they would do with Batgirl. And I feel like WB, I don't know. I feel like WB is like, nah, man, like, we're going to cast Batgirl. She's going to be a white chick. Like, I feel like that's what WB would do, but I don't know, because that's a big role. But if they want to go a different route there, that's pretty dope too. But again, if you go Black Gordon, it would only make sense to have at least a biracial Batgirl. So it'd be very interesting to see what they do there. But my thing is, man, Catwoman, fucking give me a Latina. Please give me a Latina there. Like, come on. And the thing, too, that annoys me when it comes to this stuff is, I don't know how many of you guys follow, like, Latina, like, actresses or stuff on, like, Instagram, but there was, like, this whole, like, movement, like, last week, like, re-sharing this article that had came out about how Latinos make up, like, 4% of Hollywood. 4% of Hollywood in like in the last like 100 big blockbuster films, Latinos were only 4% of them. And it's insane, because it's something like, the statistics are something along the lines of like white actors take up like 70% of the roles, then black actors take up like 20 something, and then the last like 10 or whatever's left is like mixed up between every other race out there. So it's insane. It's insane to think that Hollywood thinks diversity is just black and white, and it just gets really annoying when you see people that could be perfect for roles, but they're like, nah, we don't care. I don't know. It blows my mind when it comes to Hollywood. Cole Sprouse looks like Terry. Don't think he can act, but it would make a lot of Tumblr bitches for money. Hey, Juice, what up, Yogesh? Companies really don't care about your race or about your problems. If they are going to make money from your politics, they want all of it. Wait, what? If they're going to make money from your politics, they want all of it. Michael Scott knows diversity more than all of us. Would you be okay with Isa Gonzalez as Zatanna role rather than Catwoman? It depends on who they're casting for Catwoman. But if she was going to be Zatanna, yeah, I'd be fine with that. The rumor was that Zatanna was supposed to be a Latina anyways. Especially Disney. It's pretty logical to think that they don't give one shit, but hey, what do I know? Disney cares about the money. That's why do you think everybody in Eternals is like fucking every color of the rainbow in Eternals? They don't give. Disney's fucking going on the diversity train now, because they're like, look, we did our first phase. Our whole first phase was black and white. We're cool with it. We did it for 10 years. Now let's go ahead and try to get those other races up in here. That's what Disney's doing. Disney still hasn't even given us a real Latina princess. Come on. Juice, how you doing, bro? What up, Dean? How you doing? John Krasinski can't play any Jim. Who exactly is rumored for Catwoman and Gordon? Sorry, I missed it. Martin, it's more of a... It's not... Well, for Gordon, from what the rumors are saying and from what some of the scoopers are just kind of throwing out there, is that Jim Gordon might be a black actor. Apparently, what one of the scoopers said was they thought Mahershala Ali was wanted for Gordon, and then there was all these other black actors that were up for roles in Batman. So that person was just kind of putting two and two together, thinking that if Mahershala Ali can't be there, those other actors might be up for Gordon. And for Catwoman, an article came out today saying that Matt Reeves was looking for a Zoe Kravitz type. So it's possible that they might be casting a black actress for Catwoman. But it said they're going person of color. So person of color can be a whole bunch of different shit. So we'll see. Random, but what do you think about the Joker movie will do it box office wise? I think the Joker movie will surprise a lot of people. Bryan Cranston should be Gordon. Like, bruh, WB is hitting that shit hard if they don't cast him. Yeah, well, a lot of people, Gordon would have been good. I mean, Gordon. Cranston. Bryan Cranston would have been a great Lex Luthor, but they didn't pull the trigger there, so, you know. It seems that Matt Reeves wants to change a lot like the mythos. I'm just wishing for it. I'm wishing that if he's changing it to do something special and not trying to do it just because he can. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it does seem like Matt Reeves is more... I think he's going to give us an amazing Batman story, but he's not going to care about being comic book accurate, because I don't think he cares about that. He's all about, he cares about diversity, or it seems like it. And so he's going to put he's going to pick the best actors he thinks are available for those roles. But, if he's going to give us a detective story where somebody is murdering people in Gotham and Batman is trying to hunt them down and trying to go through all of the different villains to see who's doing this, that's never been done before. That's never been done before in a Batman movie. It's always like, here's a villain. He's going to destroy the city. Let's go get him. Whereas this one doesn't seem like... The only problem that's going on in Gotham is somebody's murdering people. They're not trying to blow up the whole city. So, we'll see. That's the rumored plot, at least. How about Spider-Man Homecoming? That's super diverse. And Spider-Man Homecoming is really good. And it's also, that's one of those movies that, it had it's in New York. So New York is a very diverse place. And then it's also kids. So it's very easy to kind of mix that up. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I didn't go to a school that was very diverse. My school was probably like 95% Hispanic, and then there was just a bunch of other just mixed race in that other 5%. So but there are plenty of schools out there that are very diverse. So yeah, in a school setting, it was Spider-Man Homecoming was pretty awesome for that. Let's see. Have you played Detroit Become Human? Yes, I have. I played it on stream. Billy Zane should be Lex Luthor. Suicide Squad has some interesting actors in the film, like Nathan Fillion and Taika Waititi. I finally said his first name right. How do you feel about the Birds of Prey will turn out? I think it's going to be awesome. I know a lot of people are like, but I don't care about those people. But I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to surprise people. It wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense. The Batman movie is supposed to be the younger years of Ben Affleck. No. Get that out. Get that sentence out of my chat right now. It is not the younger years of Ben Affleck's Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman will not exist anymore. Get that out of your brains, people. Get it out of your brains. They are ignoring the Snyderverse going forward. Ben Affleck's Batman does not exist. Retconned. Get that out of your brain. So it doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't exist. See, I don't have a problem with diversity. I should hate how it feels so forced and predictable is nowadays, especially in Disney. I feel like WB is following their steps because that attracts money? No. See, the thing is, WB, I think, is doing it in a very different way than Disney is. WB's more about the creator. They let the directors have a little bit more power. Disney's just fucking hypocritical, in my opinion, because a lot of people are like, Disney's just trying to be comic book accurate. Nick Fury wasn't fucking black in the comics. They changed it later, but he fucking wasn't. Also, what is her name? The chick from the chick from Doctor Strange. That bitch was Tibetan. Okay, was not a white woman. So Disney can go fuck themselves when it comes to diversity, because they don't give a shit. Disney doesn't give a shit. WB, from the start, they gave us, technically, if you want to go through Gal Gadot's, history or whatever, I guess you can technically classify her as a white woman. She doesn't look like a white woman, but apparently she's Jewish, so she's white. But she doesn't look white. They could have easily went with a blue-eyed blonde girl to play Wonder Woman, but they didn't. Fucking Jason Momoa is Samoan. He is not a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy like Aquaman is in the comic books. And the comic books have started to change to look more like Momoa. So WB hasn't really cared about what their characters look like. They're not trying to copy the comics exactly. So I applaud WB more than I do Disney. So I don't think they're trying to follow Disney at all, because from the start they've definitely changed their stuff up. Let's see. I don't think I haven't seen season 2. What are your thoughts on Endgame? I liked it, but I've only seen it once, and I only want to see the fight scene over and over. That's it. Do you think that Troy Baker as a live-action Harvey Dent Two-Face? I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't really like seeing a lot of voice actors going to big screen, because it's very... Voice actors are actors, but, like, it's also... Are they the same? Can they pull off the same kind of energy and everything in person that they do behind the scenes? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Dance till you're dead. Not gonna lie, you're killing it with that stash. I appreciate it. So the Batman isn't part of the DCEU yet? Then no, the Batman is gonna be a part of the DCEU. They're just ignoring everything that happened with Ben Affleck. What do you think about the fatalities in the... Somebody asks me this every stream. Are you the one that always asks me about this? I don't watch... I don't really play Mortal Kombat, so... I mean, they're cool. I've seen some of them. Do you think that if the Batman is successful, they will expand this universe into a new one, kind of? I think if the Batman's successful, we'll get a Justice League movie. But if it's not... I mean, it's going to be very hard to see. It would be very weird to see a Batman movie not be successful. Then again, that's kind of what happened with BVS. So, I don't know. Yeah, DC, yes. It's part of the DCU. They are basically ignoring Ben Affleck's persona as Batman. Hellblazer on DC Black Label. That's going to be interesting. They race banned Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is Greek, so they didn't care for my boys in Greece. My Beast probably... Wait, Mr. Beast probably got a Vietnam flash when he saw Birds of Prey trailer. Connor or Marcus from Detroit? Wait, which one's Marcus? Oh, I don't know. Marcus was dope. What up? What up, Seabass? Freddy Krueger versus Pennywise. Who wins? Ooh, I'd go Pennywise. Which means Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam didn't happen. No, they're only getting rid of basically the BVS stuff and maybe Man of Steel. Wonder Woman's gonna stay there. Aquaman's gonna stay there. Just because Snyder touched those characters or created those characters doesn't mean WB's gonna ignore them completely. They're just gonna ignore where the Snyderverse was going and some of the things that happened in it. Why is the media, especially superhero movies, more scared to show nudity and not excessive violence? That's an American thing. Because when you go overseas to like Europe and places like that, they don't give a shit about nudity. So that's more of an American thing. I don't know why they do that. But we're also in a society that thinks that video games are the problem in mass shootings and not guns. So... You know, America doesn't really have its head on straight. We haven't had our head on straight for a really long time. Are humans better at creating or destroying? I think we're way better at destroying, to be honest. I think we create things to destroy. Armie Hammer should be Superman. He's 6'5", and he looks a lot like him. Armie Hammer should have been Batman, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see how Pattinson proves me wrong. But I am excited to see Pattinson. Consider Pennywise sleeps like 27 years. I'm going to say Freddy would win that fight. Yeah, maybe. But Freddy Krueger's also been beat. I mean, they've all been beat by kids pretty much, or teenagers. So, you know, how strong are they really? Pennywise can morph into it. Oh, I guess Freddy can too. I don't know. I think Pennywise is creepier than Freddy, though. Who do you think should play Eobard Thawne in the big screen? I don't know, because they're going with somebody. I would think it was going to be somebody around Ezra Miller's age. So I don't know. The reason they don't show nudity is because kids watch too. Bane versus Captain America. Both use super drugs. Who wins? Probably Cap. Which villains would you like to see in the Batman film? I know I'd love to see some live action Hush. Hush would be cool. Obviously, kind of the ones that they're already going to show. My biggest one is I want to see Clayface. Anthony Starr from The Boys would be the perfect E.F. Barthon. Anthony Starr, which one's that? Armie Hammer would have been the Val Kilmer of his generation. Catwoman as a solo DC Black Label movie? No. See, I was talking to my friend Clay about that. He's in the chat. Depending on what happens with the Batman, Catwoman should get her own spin-off movie that's just a heist movie. Imagine a heist movie with Catwoman trying to break into something like really crazy. And you could even have a villain like from, breaking into Penguin's Iceberg Lounge. Or you could have some kind of villain where Catwoman has to pull off this crazy, insane heist. And that would be amazing. Where she's trying to plan out everything and do all this crazy stuff. That would be legit. Have you heard about the rumored Hulk versus Wolverine? Is that a movie? I have not heard about that. But they've showed Ben's battering in Shazam. They mentioned fighting Steppenwolf in Aquaman. They can't forget about Ben Affleck. They can because they're going to. They've already said that they're going to forget about it. You can keep thinking that they're going to, they're going to talk about it or they've mentioned it or whatever. They're going to forget about it. They will change it the next episode or the next movie if they want to. So as much as you want to hold on to that, they're gonna retcon it. So I wouldn't hold on to that. Harley Quinn origin on DC Black Label. Yep. Let's see, Juice. How much would it cost to make a movie about the Riddler? Millions of dollars? I don't know. Edgar Wright Baby Driver vibes. It's rumored MCU movie. I'd lie. Blah blah. Hold on. Crap. I'd like an R-rated Justice League movie. I'd base it off the 70s and make them old as shit. Make it political too. Separate universe. Well, that would have to be on the Black Banner or whatever they're going to call it. Do you agree that the origin of the Joker killing Bruce's parents, do you think it makes more sense for this to be true origin of Batman and Joker rivalry? No, I hate that. I hate that the Joker would be so many more years older than Bruce, and that's why he hates the Joker. I like the idea more that once Bruce became Batman, Joker was like not created but exists to be his complete opposite and to always push him to be better. And like basically the Joker would be the person Batman would become if he ever crossed that line. What are your expectations for Phase 4? I don't know. I don't really plan on watching anything besides Black Widow in Phase 4. Let's see. I'm so done with Marvel movies. They just stick to the same formula every time. It's boring. Yeah, it is boring. I agree with that, Lucas. But I just want to support Scarlett Johansson because she should have been the first fucking female in the MCU to get her own movie. I think it's trash that Captain Marvel got her own movie first, but they didn't. It wasn't until Wonder Woman made a movie that they were like, oh, women can sell movies. Let's go make a Captain Marvel one instead of fucking Black Widow, which is so dumb. Deathstroke on Black Label. Okay, so when you guys are saying DC Black Label, are you talking about the actual DC Black Label, or are you getting confused with the DC Black Banner that the Joker might be on? Because there isn't a confirmed Black Banner movie series. I don't know if you guys are talking about Black Label, the comic series, or the actual banner for the movies. Wasn't John Carpenter supposed to make a Joker comic? Yes, he's still making that. Bat from the Box on DC Black Label. I'd read that. Are you excited about Kevin Conroy playing Batman on the Crisis on Infinite crossover? Yeah, I'm interested in it. I'm definitely interested in it. I don't know what he's going to do or if he'll even be in there a long time, but I'd be down. Have you seen the zombies in the Marvels? Wait. Have you seen the zombies in the Marvel What If photos? No, I haven't. But those are going to be all animations, so they can kind of do whatever. I don't understand why they can't reboot the entire DC EU instead of just forgetting about it. That just makes it a whole lot more confusing and dumb. Well, no, it would be more confusing to... Why would you get rid of a successful Aquaman and a successful Wonder Woman just to reboot for the sake of rebooting? You don't need to. There's people that love those characters. Why would you recast Gal Gadot? Why would you recast Aquaman, Jason Momoa, just so you can start a whole new universe. Just forget about the Snyder stuff and make stuff again. They used to do it back in the day all the time. Why do you think it was 4 different Batman or 3 different Batman in 4 Batman movies? Because nobody used to care. Nobody used to care. People would just like, oh, there's a new Batman, but it's going to continue this story. It just changes. Like, that's kind of what they're doing here. It's easier to forget one actor than it is to forget an entire franchise. I agree. Whatever happened to the 3 Joker story? They have come out and said that they will not release a release date for it until it's 85% done. So apparently it's not 85% done. So whenever that happens, you'll know that it's pretty much complete. Because they made successful movies, it'd be done for the business to move and reboot. Cosplay as Joker. I have. There was photos on my Instagram. They're not there anymore, but I have. If they were to ever to recast Gal, make WW Greek. Blah blah blah. I mean, it's gonna be. I highly doubt that they're gonna make her Greek, but because I think it's so much easier to be like, oh yeah, she's Greek. You just say it. That one's gonna be a stretch. I guarantee you. What about Shazam? What about him? This Batman movie is in the 90s, right? Because, I've heard people say that, but I'm not going to say that's yes or no. Because I feel like the 90s thing, I feel like if he were to say it's in the 90s, you're super just putting yourself in a box. Because you could never go to present day at that point. Because if this is going to be in the 90s, right? And you're going to do, like, let's say a Justice League. You're going to do a Justice League in modern day, then that means the Batman in the 90s story is going to be, 50? When they do a present day, or late 40s, present day Justice League. It makes no sense. So I really hope Matt Reeves is not doing a period piece in the 90s, because that would make no sense. Batman's human. He's not like Superman. He's not like the Flash or any of those characters that look like they'll stay the same no matter what era it is. So I'm really hoping it's not in the 90s. Let's see. You don't have to recast. You just because you're rebooting, though. You don't have to recast just because you're rebooting. But why would you reboot then? Just because if you're going to reboot, then what's the point of rebooting? You're forgetting everything in the past. You're talking about it being confusing. Well, it's going to be confusing if people are like, well, that didn't happen? Like, I don't understand. So, and granted, yeah, they're going to be confusing on certain parts, but you make a good Batman movie, nobody's going to care about Zack Snyder stuff. Should the Red Hood be a DC Black Label or in the DCEU? He should be in both. Shazam was the best DCEU movie. I really enjoyed Shazam. Was it the best? I will still go with Wonder Woman. Yeet. Wouldn't be surprised if they connected the Joaquin Phoenix movie to the Batman movie if it ever wins an Oscar. I don't see that happening because I don't see Joaquin Phoenix as somebody that wants to join a big franchise. I don't think he wants to join and fight Batman. I think he took the Joker role to make a unique story. I don't want the Joker to be connected to anything. I really hope it stays an Elseworld story and they don't try to connect it. Yeah, same. I'm all for diversity in movies, but if they're going to make a black Jim Gordon, we are not getting redheaded Barbara Gordon. I mean, you could definitely have a black actor with red hair. Like, it's not unheard of. Have you overall liked the DC animated movies after Flashpoint Paradox? I haven't watched all of them, but I mean, I've seen a lot of the highlights on YouTube. They look pretty cool. I love the Snyderverse isn't a thing. The fact that Batman killed really ruined it for me. It's the least comic accurate thing you could have done with him. Thank you. Somebody is talking with some sense there. I enjoy it. And granted, if you are looking for some people that change their mind, because this is apparently an issue in the world some days, like, oh, you said this a long time ago and blah, blah, blah. I have definitely stepped back from my BVS praise. I still enjoyed the movie. Because it gave me a badass Batman. I will always say that. That's the one thing I liked about BVS. It gave me a badass Batman. But the more I saw the movie, the more I saw a lot of issues with it and that I didn't really like. I'll still give it like a high number, but like, when I first saw it, if you go back and watch my review, I'm like, oh my god, BVS is like a 10 out of, I mean, like an 11 out of 10, bitches. It's the greatest thing of all time. But now I'm just like, I mean, it was a good movie, but I don't think it's the greatest freaking movie, and I think there could have been a better Batman movie. But Batman was badass in that movie. So that's what I love about it. So I will always admit that I'm biased towards BVS, but I probably wouldn't get him an 11 out of 10 anymore. Batman should never kill. Like, what the fuck? I agree. Technically, he did kill. What Marvel villain should get their own movie? What Marvel villain? I don't know if Marvel villains should get movies because they just die at the end anyways. I'm gonna head out. Peace out, Artemis. Do you think that Jared Leto deserves a second chance? Yes. He's not rumored to be in Birds of Prey. He's not gonna, from my understanding, he won't be in Suicide Squad because I don't think James Gunn likes him. And I think he deserves a second chance. I think they let him have too much freedom in Suicide Squad. And I think they need to get rid of the tattoos. Once they get rid of the, just have him fall in a vat again or have surgery or whatever. The Joker's done crazier things. You could even cut his face off to get a different looking Jared Leto if you wanted to. And just have him be crazy Joker. You know? Have him be a little bit more comedic and fun. Not like like that shit he did. When he fucking was growling like a lion and stuff. Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, he just needs to be Joker. Not trying to be so different than Heath Ledger that he's kind of weird. Yeah, I want to go and see it now, but they have changed his origins. I felt like Leto's Joker was going to have his own movie. He was supposed to. That was a rumor. Did it get canceled? Yes, it did. Oh, what's up, Lil Daddy? Yeah, it did. It got canceled. Well, why not forget about Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, because people love them, including myself, but people also love BVS, including myself, but we're supposed to forget about Ben Affleck. You're going to forget about Ben Affleck because they're recasting him. Look, I know everybody wants Ben Affleck to be Batman, but he left. Get over it. You know, I hate to have to tell it to you like that, but Ben Affleck was going through shit in his life. He picked his sanity over the craziness of Hollywood. And you know what? Respect that. But they're not going to try to... It's so much harder to be like, okay, let's cast a young guy because we're going to try to keep Batman intact. Because then you can never have another Justice League. How are you going to get that younger Batman into a Justice League movie if you're trying to keep everything else intact? It's not going to make sense. It's going to be too many lines crossing, and then you're going to have to do the stupid stuff that CW does, where they can go back in time or jump worlds, and like some characters exist on this world but don't exist on that world. It's too much. I don't know if it's David Ayer's fault or Jared Leto's fault, but Suicide Squad definitely didn't understand Joker's character. They just had him be on level 10 crazy the whole time. Yeah, I think it was both. I think it was both of them. Ayer did come out and say that he should have made Joker the villain in that movie, and I totally agree with that. I think David Zavi, I don't even know how to say that, is a better Nightwing than Luke, honestly. I think he was far more human because of his struggle with his militant childhood. Is a better Nightwing than Luke. Nightwing? Do you mean Batwing? I'm confused on what you're talking about. If Batman kills, then what separates him from every edgy hero like Punisher or Wolverine and the hell, even Red Hood? If Batman kills, Killing Joke or In Death of the Fam couldn't exist. I agree. I know it's his fault, but it just ruins the entire DCEU. Yeah, cut his face off. He gets another one with no tats, and he changes his personality because his super sanity thing. I hate the super sanity thing. I've talked about this, and I always wanted to make a big video about it, but super sanity thing is not a thing. It's not a thing. Joker is just Joker. The super sanity thing is, I hate it because it always goes to the idea that he knows he's in a comic book, and that is the stupidest idea ever. I hate the super sanity thing when people bring that up. And there have been plenty plenty of comics that have debunked that. Now I'm gonna head out. Later, Artemis. Well, I'm gonna crash. Buenos noches. Bye-bye, Federico. I totally didn't roll that R properly. Batwing, yeah, sorry. See ya, Juice. Peace out, Martin. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch Avengers Endgame with my mom. Peace out. Later, David. Everybody's dipping out. It's getting late. Well, it is getting kind of late. It's already gonna be 1 a.m. here, so we will be ending this in about 10 minutes or so, peeps. 10 minutes or so. Clay, Lucas, you guys gonna be playing Apex later? Let me know. But yeah, okay then. He has no super sanity. He just changes his personality because he's super crazy or whatever. Well, this is how you would do it, DB. Let's see. Let's see. I'll be on. So this is how, DB, have you read Scott Snyder's run? Because if you've read Scott Snyder's run, then you know exactly how Joker can do this. Like, that would be the easiest way. Just endgame it. Just endgame it. He cuts his face off in Detective. He does that, and he changes the way he looks completely. Bada bing, bada boom. And, like, you could even make a joke in the movie of Jared Leto talking about how he just wanted a fresh start, you know? And he wanted to change his face because, you know, people thought that was a bad one. Or something stupid like that. You know, you could write it a lot better. I'm just spitballing here. But, yeah, you do something like Endgame, and you don't even got to really worry about it. It writes itself. Yeah, I'll be on. Yes, okay. This man really said that. He's trying to make juice strip for cash. I know, I saw that. Oh my god. But no, my teats will stay here. Maybe when I go to the gym a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be a lot better. For freaking comics in general, or for movies in general. Leto's a fantastic actor. He's a little weird. Some people say he's an asshole, but there are a lot of great actors that are assholes. But when he's on screen, Jared Leto is fucking great. He's won Oscars. I've seen him in some amazing performances. And when he was cast as a Joker, I was like, oh shit, that is a great casting. And unfortunately, he had a script that was written in 6 weeks, which is awful. He had a director that was going a little too crazy. And he had an editor that knew how to make music videos, made one really eye-catching trailer, and then WB was like, oh, people loved your trailer, how about you edit the whole movie? And trust me, editing a music video is nothing like editing a movie, and it showed. It so showed in that movie. Suicide Squad should have started with freaking Amanda Waller getting to the restaurant to talk to those military guys. That's how that movie should have started. It shouldn't have went to go show Harley first. It shouldn't have went to go show freaking Will Smith first. No, it should have started with Amanda Waller and then her talking about all of these crazy people that they can put on this task force. But yeah, it was just because they like reintroduced Harley and Will Smith twice pretty much. So I don't know, that movie's so bad. If I had the time, I would love to go back and just re-edit that movie to see if it would be better. Just because I sometimes actually do enjoy editing. Not all the time, but I do. How do you feel about the War of Jokes and Riddles? I enjoyed it. Some people didn't, but I liked the little bit of, I guess the way it ended. Some people, I guess, had an issue. But I like that Joker actually kept Batman from breaking his one rule, because it just adds another layer to that weird, crazy relationship they have. And that if anybody was ever gonna make Batman break his one rule, it was gonna be Joker. That's how I read that. I really enjoyed Jokes of War and Riddles. And for those of you that don't know, the War of Jokes and Riddles was actually supposed to be like a 12-issue series that was supposed to be with Mitch Gerards, which is like Tom King's best friend. And DC liked the idea so much that they wanted it in the main book, and that's why it was what it was. Vanilla Sky is great with Leto. If they recast Leto, I'd get Bill Skarsgård, or whatever his name is, or maybe someone else. Yeah, I've seen the Bill Skarsgård one a lot, because I think he is still fairly young. If anything, he looks young. And then, of course, this would be my only issue with Bill Skarsgård, is I would hate, because this always happens with character actors after they have a big role, I would hate his Joker to feel like Pennywise. Because that's exactly what happened with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp made like such an iconic performance with Captain Jack Sparrow. He seems like Captain Jack Sparrow in everything he does. Everything after Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp feels like Captain Jack Sparrow. Heath Ledger, although he only had one movie after Joker, if you were to watch that one movie, which is the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, there are some scenes in there where he feels like the Joker. And although he died during the filming of that movie. Oh, and funny enough, is they got 3 people to finish the movie, which was Colin Farrell, Johnny Depp, and Jude Law, I think. Those 3 guys came in to finish the movie because they just ended up turning it into this like weird thing where the guy changed his face all the time. But fucking Johnny Depp in that movie felt like Captain Jack Sparrow. So that would be my only problem with Bill Skarsgård, is I would hate for him to feel like Pennywise if he was playing the Joker, because it would kill it. It would kill it for me. So that's the only downside to that. Even though they would never do this, I think Christian Bale would be an amazing Joker, and not just saying that because he played Patrick Bateman. Amazing. He's an amazing actor. Yeah, well, the thing too is I've always wanted, and I think we're going to get this with the Joker movie, is I've always thought the Joker should be played by a very skinny person, because I've always liked the thin Joker. I'm not a big like muscular Joker kind of person. I've always liked because I think the Joker's scarier when he's skinny, if that makes sense. Because I don't know, I've always gravitated to the artists that draw the Joker in that, just like the way Jim Lee does it. Like, he draws him very skinny and stuff, but it just adds to the creepiness, because it's like, does this guy eat? Is this guy like, a coke addict or something? He's on meth, and it's just like, you don't really know. And I've just always found that creepier. So if Christian Bale were to play the Joker, which would be crazy, we've seen how he gets into his characters. He'll gain 150 pounds, or he'll go down to like 100 pounds. It's crazy. The dude is nuts. Maybe Crispin Glover as the Joker. Crispin Glover. I know that sounds familiar, but I'm totally not visioning that person's face. Joker stopped Batman again with the Batman Who Laughs. This man is super jelly when it comes to Batman killing. For real. Or just complete the story and then forget about it, move on, and then do other movies. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix lost like 40-something pounds for the Joker. Crispin Glover is too old, and he doesn't really act much anymore. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Although, who would have been an amazing Joker had they went with like an older Joker? William Dafoe. William Dafoe just has that face that would have been an amazing Joker. He would have been great. He plays Marty McFly's dad in... Oh, okay, yes, there you go. That makes so much sense. I'd make a Joker a mobster with a sadistic side to him, but a very charming side as well, adding some real-world elements to it. Joaquin said his diet consisted of lettuce and apples, and that's it. Ooh. William Dafoe is too old, unfortunately. No. That was if the whole Ben Affleck thing stayed around and stuff like that. Although, obviously, you already had Leto, but I think he would have been great. Battle for the Cowl movie should be made 10 years from now. Should be enough time to set up Damien. That would be interesting, but Battle for the Cowl should be Nightwing. Like, I think you cast like a 20-year-old guy right now. You cast a 20-year-old right now for Batgirl and for Dick Grayson. You start making those movies. Give them two movies, 3 movies, whatever you want to do. Then, yeah, like in 10 years or whatever, I say give Batman like 5 movies, like, maybe 2 Justice Leagues or whatever, and then have have Dick Grayson take over for Batman. I'd be down with that. Let's see. Well, I always pictured Joker being older than him. I don't know if he is in the comic books. Well, you know what? Nobody really knows anything about the Joker right now. I mean, it feels like every writer that gets a hold of the Joker adds a new element that makes him even more mysterious. And that's what Scott Snyder did in his run, is he had the Joker kill the person that was in the Red Hood gang and put him in this like vat that you couldn't tell how long the person's been in the vat. So the idea was that the Joker could have been the Red Hood from the day the Red Hood started, or he could have been the Red Hood from the night before he falls into the vat. Like, you never really know. And so you don't know how long he's been a villain, or if he ever was a villain for that long, or whatever. It's crazy. So there's just so many layers to the Joker that makes him such a fascinating character. Honestly, I'm thinking of turning on DC and just being a Marvel fan when it comes to movies anyways. Other than that, DC is better than Marvel and everywhere else. Well, I mean, if you're going to turn on DC to be a Marvel fan, you were never a DC fan to begin with. Most underrated Bat Family member? Alfred. Yeah, I'd have to agree with Lucas. Alfred is probably the most underrated Bat Family character. But if we're not including Alfred, because he is basically the second in command there, I'd have to say Tim Drake, honestly, because I have always told this. Clay can vouch for me for here. When people mention why, like, Tim Drake's my favorite Robin, I'm like, why? I was like, Tim Drake, what has he ever done? I was like, what's so special about Tim Drake? I've never understood it. I've never understood why people love Tim Drake so much. Sam Peck in the house. What up, Sam? How you been, man? Tim Drake is my second to take the mantle. My thing is, Dick Grayson should be first, and then I don't know after that. I don't really care after that, to be honest. Dick Grayson should take it. I'm gonna go for Rami Malek if they race Ben Joker. Well, you gotta remember, he paints his face, so it doesn't really matter. It's like if you were to cast a black actress for Ivy, but they're gonna do the green skin Ivy. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, if you do a green skin Ivy and a white skin Joker, like where he falls into the vat and his whole skin's white, it doesn't really matter what they look like. I mean, just go look at Taika Waititi's freaking Jojo Rabbit. I have a React video to it on my React channel. Go watch it. But I mean, he's a brown skin guy and he's fucking playing Hitler. So, you know, it's very doable. I would say it's very easier for white people to become darker people. Freaking Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. I've been good. Haven't been on the PS4 or Twitch because I'm getting a lot of homework. Okay, Sam, you stay in school. You do good. Tim Drake found out Batman's identity by himself. Yeah. Big wow. So? You know what I mean? Like, it just, that doesn't really amaze me when it comes out to it. So did Catwoman. Yeah, it was when Todd died and he realizes that Batman wasn't himself. Let's see. Read his pre-52 run. He runs the League of Assassins for a little bit, and he outsmarts Roz, but he also beats other assassins that hunt down the League. I love Tim Drake so much. How exactly am I not a real DC fan if I turn on them? People's opinions can change. You've said it yourself. People's opinions can change, but you're gonna abandon DC because they're not doing something you want? That just doesn't seem like a very fan of you. Fans are usually people that stick with you through your thick and thin, through your bad times and your good times. You're just kind of picking and choosing when you want to support something because it goes the way you want. I don't know. That doesn't seem very fan of somebody. You know what I mean? Wait, so what's up with Catwoman and Jimbo? They might be played by black actors, Sam. That's basically that. Never mind. Remy should play Clayface or something. Clayface would be kind of cool. Although Dave Bautista has said that he wants to play Clayface. So that'd be very interesting. Some people's favorite Robin also delivers their mail. Ooh, got him. I'd say Tim probably has the most heart out of the younglings. Dick is happy Batman, and Tim just cares about everyone and everything. Does he, though? I mean, because hasn't he had... Well, I don't know. So, we know future Tim Drake's a dick, though. Future Tim Drake's a dick. Like, he wants to kill. So, has Dick Grayson ever wanted to kill as Batman? I know he wanted to kill his, like, parents' Zuko or whatever, Tony Zuko, but has he ever wanted to? I just don't. My thing with Tim is I don't like that he quit. I wasn't a big fan that Tim quit being Robin back in the day. Tim Drake seems like the most average Robin to me. Yeah, about Dave wanting to do that, he'd be cool as shit, but I don't know about his Marvel contract and how that works. I'm pretty sure that Dave is done after Guardians. That was a skewed future, though. But, I mean, he's falling through time right now, isn't he? Dave should be Bane. That would be interesting. No, just because it's ruining the movies. I'd be a fan of their comics and animated movies. But I don't know. We're just not going to agree on that, DC. We're not going to agree on that because I don't think the movies are being ruined. I think you're just choosing that you want to stick in the Snyderverse and you don't want to give the new ones a chance because I would say Wonder Woman, Shazam, Aquaman have all been great. So I don't think they're ruined at all, to be honest. And Birds of Prey looks solid. I mean, Joker's not in the DCEU, but that looks great. Then you have Matt Reeves and Suicide Squad being... you have Matt Reeves doing the Batman, and you have James Gunn doing Suicide Squad. I don't know. I think DC's finally on an upwards trend, and I don't see how it's ruined, in my opinion. I just hate Tim's origin. In an interview with that Pattinson did, which I didn't make a video on, not roasting you, it wasn't defined at all. I don't know. Wait, what? In the interview that Pattinson did, which I didn't make a video on, not roasting you, he wasn't defined at all yet. I don't know. What are you talking about, Sam? I'm very confused. I'm very confused what you're going out with, Sam. But let's go ahead. Any last minute questions, peeps? Any last minute questions? I gotta end this. It's already getting late. Oh, it is already late. Also, who'd you cast as Alfred? I would go with Bond. Freaking Pierce Brosnan. Why not? Pattinson did not look like he's been lifting. Oh, okay. I got you. I don't know where you were going with that, but yeah. I would assume that Tenet is going to end filming somewhere in October. He's going to have 2 or 3 months of hard training to get bulked up for that movie. But yeah, he hasn't looked like he's been going to the gym at all. Alright, is that it, ladies and gentlemen? Is that all the questions we got? So I'm going to go ahead and start winding this down. Again, please, if you haven't heard the podcast for this week or even last week's, please go download them. You can listen to them on Spotify or you can download the anchor.fm account or app, and you can go and listen to it and download it over there. I am hoping with this latest upload that I'll get on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to try to look into it a little bit more, but apparently Apple has a little bit stricter rules to getting on podcasts. So I'm trying to see if I can hopefully get on there soon. But yeah, while that's happening, you can go check it out. It should also be on Google Podcasts, by the way. So if you have an Android phone, you should be able to download the podcast through Google as well. But Spotify and Anchor are probably the two bigger ones. But yeah, I'm trying to get on Apple. Please go download the podcast, listen to it. It's some good content. Clay is on there, fanboy Clay, who's in this chat right now. We talk about in length the Black Batman that could possibly be coming to the DC comic books. Also, Juice Reacts. Go watch. Been posting a bunch of videos over there. I reacted to the Birds of Prey. I reacted to Jojo Rabbit. And, man, I feel like Bad Boys. Bunch of stuff last week. Go check out those videos. They're doing fairly well. I know I haven't posted anything here. I am trying to work on just, I don't know. I want to make like an in-depth video about the whole Black Batman thing. But I'm getting contradicting information right now. So I'm debating whether I want to make the video or not because I had a whole idea for it. But now it's kind of like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of going different. So we'll see what happens. I'm trying to get some videos done. But it's just, there's a lot going on right now. But that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Hope you have an awesome end of the weekend. Okay, those movies, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. Great movies. I don't think they're going to forget about those other movies that are right thing to do. Wait, what? I think DC is doing better with their movies. I just don't think them for just forgetting about those other movies. Well, yeah, I mean, you might not think it's right, but it's what they're doing, unfortunately. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. But as always, I am your host, Juicebox. Remember to wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Buy my daily dose of juice. See you guys next time.